sexy in there. Welcome to the other side. Yo, thank y'all for coming out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the post notification button. Yo, we got a special guest today, and we got a different type of topic. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Liz Hronek. I'm here chilling with my people, and we're getting ready to light it up. I'm excited, so we'll see how this goes.
Yo, we got the crew with us. Ladies. Oh, they know who y'all are.
Yeah, we know who y'all, but it's your girl, Whitney Nicole, ready for this conversation.
It's your girl, Latricia Johnson Miller.
Shot, what up? I'm back in effect.
Yeah. Today's conversation is about, I have to say this solely, interracial relationships. Now, the whole thing about it, we was going to have this conversation, and Latricia said, well, look, Eric, you need to get somebody who's been in one. So I reached out to Liz and see if she would mind coming through and talking about it. So we appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming and sharing.
It's my honor.
So, what you want to say?
Oh my gosh, you can't just ask that. We got to get a little bit.
Well,
you know.
let me,
Okay,
I
yeah.
got questions. So
Yes.
I want to know, when was your first interracial relationship? Like, when did that kind of start? When did you know that you were attracted to?
A different culture.
Yeah.
You want me to keep it real?
Yes.
Yes.
Kindergarten.
Okay.
Alright.
I was in kindergarten. We were living in South Carolina. I had two boyfriends in kindergarten. Both of them named Troy, and we played on the playground. Both of them were black.
Both of them named Troy.
Both of them Troy.
So have you ever dated a white guy?
Never.
Oh, so this has been a lifelong decision.
Oh, wow. So my question is, was it culturally? Was it how your environment? Was it, because I mean, if let's say you're in a predominantly black neighborhood, and that would be natural because that's what you see. What was it?
No, it was not. It was actually, I probably picked the select few that were available and just went ham.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Alright.
I can't tell you why. Like, I was raised around like a whole family, not a split household, all Caucasians. It was just what I went for.
Attraction.
Yep,
So do you have siblings?
I do.
So how do they feel about your relationships?
I have a younger brother, and he it's not anything about race with him.
They're just people.
They're just people. Yeah, just both.
You all are one in a few.
How did it react with your parents though?
Okay, so in high school, my mom found out that I was dating a black guy, and she flipped. She called my aunt, and she's like, "This is my aunt lives in Alabama." She's like, "This is not okay. We can't have this." I'm like, "Bruh, for what? Like, it's just another person, right?" But her thing was, she had a close friend that had biracial children. And the biracial children that was like the 90s, and they just didn't fit in anywhere. They didn't fit in with white people, they didn't fit in with black people. And she's like, I don't want my grandchildren to be outcast. That was her reasoning. My dad, you know Santa Claus, my first CD was Warren G. So my dad is on a whole, thank you.
Oh,
Warren
wow.
G, yes. So my dad's okay with it.
You
right?
are regulators,
Right, okay. That's what Santa brought me was regulators. But so my dad was just kind of sitting there listening to what because my mom's experience with her friend. But other than that, I mean, it was a little bit more challenging with my grandparents because the older generation.
Yeah. Right.
I feel you because, like I said, I think that when we talked the other day, I think that we are all, and Shad had to correct me what I was saying, how I was saying it, but I think we were all taught some type of prejudice. I'm not going to say racist stuff. We were taught some type of prejudice. I'm going to keep it small, like, okay, the people over there in Emerywood, they funny acting, but over here we real. You know, like when I look at my grandfather, he used to always say, you got to watch that white man. You play with him long enough, he'll lick you in the face like a puppy. But it stems from where he came from.
In his experience.
Yeah, and his experience was when they was down in Georgia, it's these white people that own these that really own the town, and when they parked the truck in front of your house, that means white dude was coming up in there to beat your woman down that night. He was coming to get some of them things. You know what I mean? And so his experience with that naturally was taught to his children, which was naturally taught to me. You know what I mean? Just being around them. So I understand it. I don't always necessarily agree with it, but I do understand like the prejudice that we can have towards other cultures because we just don't know. You know what I mean? I think the older people, I don't think racism or prejudice, I don't think prejudice will ever die, but I think racism has probably another two, three more generations and it'll be gone.
Serious?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because you gotta let that generation, once the prejudice in my mom's generation die, it'll be gone.
I don't believe that.
I mean the racism.
I don't think
think
that
so.
either.
You don't think so?
No.
Am I
Not
hoping
when you
for
just
too
had a
much?
17-year-old go to a protest.
But he was taught that.
Okay,
And
But
he's
they're gonna
17.
continue to
Yeah.
teach
And he's
that.
17.
Because
I'm
if
about
you don't
50.
breathe that, yeah, right. And if you don't breathe that out, like there are obviously people that are continuing to believe in some stuff that doesn't make sense.
Right.
And if we unless we kill them off,
Or better yet, I think what's being taught now is more so that entitlement thing. That's what's being taught. So it's not the
And the
blatant
privilege.
racism, but you should have more than that black man.
Which is silly. I don't.
It is silly, but nevertheless,
These are facts.
that's what's embedded in their brain.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're supposed to have more than him. You're supposed to be up here. He's supposed to be down here. That's what that's supposed to be.
What in the fuck gives you the right
Okay,
to say,
we're gonna.
excuse me? No, that almost just took me.
No.
Now I want to talk about him
No,
personally.
I get that, but I'm saying, but the conversation goes.
It's
beyond
relationships.
It's relationships.
But like, okay,
And that's
that's
why we're
where-
here today.
but that's why we're here today
That's why
because
we all need to have a
Well,
conversation.
what I
you know?
wanted to ask you as well is that while you're dating, okay, so one, I'm not opposed to interracial dating. Sometimes I question as a black woman, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm pretty sure there's women like, why do the black men always go for the white woman? Sometimes it's like an honor. I've arrived, and that's the experience that I have seen. And we can just take it to the entertainment world because that's what we see all the time on TV. Oftentimes, when the black man makes it, he's arrived. I need a white woman, or I need a woman who is
Exotic.
whatever that exotic. And sometimes as a black woman, it's like, what is that
I
about?
don't necessarily think that's true though.
Okay, this is a fact. Okay, this is true, Eric, because this is
But-
what we see.
Nah,
And I'm not
hold on,
saying that
but
it's all.
If you're saying,
I'm talking about entertainment sometimes of achievements.
look at the context you put it in. You
Mhm.
said they arrive, or the black man arrives into this
Mhm.
realm, and he said, "I need." I don't think he said.
Whether
I
he
need.
said I
think
need
he-
or I want or I have
or
a desire or like.
Don't forget, it's all about what you are around as well.
No, that's not always true. I'm
For the
saying
most part.
oftentimes when a man does, this is also
He
perception.
deliberately does it.
I don't know. I don't know if it's deliberate, but it is sometimes like you wonder.
A lot of times, I've seen the black guys get there and they go get them a white girl because the black girls won't even fool with them.
I'm just I'm asking the question as to why does it seem to be a pattern? As you have never been told that, or you feel like people have a question and.
I mean, I feel like I can't speak for anybody else.
Yeah.
I can speak on what I know, and the only thing that I know is like if you're living from a place of love and a place of compassion, you just go for what you care about. And if you go for anything based on money, based on color, based on anything, then it's fake. It's not real. And anything with love is unconditional. So the need to put unconditional in front of love is some bullshit, right? Because love should be unconditional. I don't care what the color of your skin is. If I get with you and we on that energy and we have that same level of energy and we are vibing and like we just connect. Fuck what the color of your skin is.
Yeah.
I'm digging you, and you're my people.
Right.
And I can't help the fact that the people that I vibe with might be a different skin color than me. I can't, the entertainment, I don't mess with the entertainment.
So how do you deal with, okay, your friends? Are your friends black or your friends white? Are they mixed? Or is it a mixture of both?
The majority, there is a mixture, but the majority are black.
So growing up with liking black culture or vibing more with black culture, did you feel outcasted?
Absolutely.
And how did you deal with that?
I told them, fuck you. Like, I can't, and then, I'm not gonna lie, there was a period of time where it was really hard for me because my mom's over here, my mom's all proper and stuff. I'm not knocking my mom, just like you were saying. They teach us what they think is best.
Right, what they think is best.
What they think is best. But I was like, I was so conflicted because she's like, you gotta speak proper. Like I'm talking like I want to talk, right? No, ma'am. She's an English teacher, all this shit. You don't talk like this, you know. So I'm sitting here like conflicted. I'm like, this is how I feel. This is how I want to express myself. But you telling me this is not how I can do it.
Right.
So to have that conflict, it took me a minute to walk into like my true self and be like, it's okay. And it's okay. No, not everybody's gonna like you. Shit, not
Right.
everybody likes Jesus.
Right.
You know, but you have to be real. And I was just telling my baby yesterday, fuck them all. If they don't like you, if you can't be yourself around them, you will be better off alone and being true to yourself than anything else.
Well, what were the cultural differences within your relationship that might have took toll? Because there are some cultural differences that happens.
Honestly, I connect more with the black culture than the white culture. So for me, I kind of withdrew from my own family because of their culture and committed to my relationships because that's where I felt whole.
Oh, that's different. I can't say that I would just generally like cut my whole family off.
No, don't get it twisted.
No, not that
I
like
ain't
that.
cut them off. But if they were not receptive to how I felt, then I wasn't gonna be like accommodating to you because you feel like what I'm doing is wrong. What you are doing could be wrong, but I'm not gonna tell you not to do it because I don't think it's right.
And sometimes there are no wrong or right answers. So
Yeah. But I'll be honest with you.
think what they think.
I've been scared. I've always been scared to be in thank you, say it. I don't know why I can't say it. I've always been scared to be in that type of relationship. Because
Why scared?
Because she can say that one thing,
There you go.
homie. Like I was gonna knock one down one night. She was ready to.
My nerves.
She was ready. Wait, hold up, you white.
No. I know, really. I was gonna forget it. She white.
We going in.
Like my first girlfriend, white girlfriend, her name was Brittany, but that was
That's a
different.
real,
Yeah, she was for real white.
just like Elizabeth. What the-
Yeah, but I'm on my way to the thing, and my homeboy was like, "Yo, you know she had seizures, right?" I was like, "What?"
He done set you
I was like,
No problem.
"No, I do not want them problems down in North Carolina."
Hey,
I
you
get
won't
up.
you won't have
Right?
a seizure on me.
Exactly. Because now I gotta
And
go.
I got to call 911.
Right.
You
You
gonna die.
know I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
No, you will die.
What you say? You ain't gonna say that?
I'm not, no.
How you gonna let him
If
die?
she said she gonna let
Lord,
you
you-
have your seizure, I'm
Because
on out of
I
here.
got to explain this. No, and they hemming us up too.
Yeah, that has always been my fear. I think women are women. I don't prefer black over white, Indian over Chinese or whatever you want. Asian, excuse me. Don't want to call them. I don't have no preference. But I know with her,
You think about the consequences.
yeah. But because
There are
with her,
consequences.
in this city, I mean in this world, me and her, that could go bad quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna share a little story. Like, even just approaching a person of another race.
Caucasian
A white
descent.
person.
Just say it.
A
Yeah.
white
A
person.
white girl. I approached a white girl one day, and me being me, I'm just giving a compliment like I would give it to you or you.
Yeah.
I said, "Ooh, you are thick."
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
hey,
That
I was
wasn't
at
a
work at the
compliment.
time.
I was
at
gonna
work at the
say,
time.
Sexual
culturally, that
harassment.
might not be a
She
compliment.
Sexual
She
harassment.
threatened my job. Oh, I don't think your company would like you talking to me like this.
Yeah,
And I'm
sexual
like,
That's that
whoa.
Karen shit. You
Whoa.
gotta watch what
You
you
was
say.
right.
I'm thinking like, I thought I was giving, hey, you fit like, that's
But
how
no, what I was
Yeah.
gonna say on the
You know?
culture thing, do you think that could be offensive to the white girl? I think, or the white woman, because
When the
sometimes
white women
Well,
trying to
like
get
this,
thick.
well, like
I'm
this.
saying
I'ma tell you the difference,
sometimes
though.
they might I don't know.
But Whitney, I'm gonna tell you
Body
the difference.
image.
The difference is, if I pay you a compliment and you don't like it, y'all just gonna cuss me out and that's gonna be that. She went threatening the job. Like,
That's
how would you
definitely
threaten my
call
job?
you-
can be a privilege.
I'm gonna call you
I
a
just said
period
you-
because that's that
I said
power
something you
thing.
didn't like.
She inserted her power.
Like,
on
I
you.
can take this away from you.
Yeah.
But can
Let me
we
pull right.
pause for a second?
What's up?
Okay, I know this is based on race, but in actuality, it could have been a black female. I mean, not likely, but not likely. And I see where you're coming from.
Now,
but if you would have said that to me,
definitely happened. Like,
but listen, if you would have said, if you would have said that to me though,
she wouldn't have did that.
But if you would have said that to me, I'm as white as they get. Shoot, me and Casper are twins. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, oh, okay, appreciate it, and keep it walking.
Yeah.
But see, you come from a different space, though.
You're right, but he wouldn't know that if we were both walking down at the same time.
I will admit now, before
He would have heard it if you start talking to him.
If
you would start talking to him,
I
he would know what I
said,
said.
she gave off, and you give off an energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as soon as you came in the room, you sat down, the way you speak, it's like, okay, she with it. You know what I mean?
That's how we look at it.
This girl gave off the same energy, but it wasn't until I said something she didn't like, it's like, oh, I don't think that. I'm like, whoa.
So with you saying that, now my question is,
No, shoot, she'll clear the throat.
because not at you. I'm just saying, you said she gave off a certain energy.
Yeah.
So, but then she threatened your job, like, okay, I need you to know who is really in control. And so now my question is, even though you vibe more with black culture, when you sit back and observe white culture and white people, what are your feelings? Because I know as a black woman, depending upon, we have white women who always play the victim with us. They start shit.
Yeah.
And then they expect for us to act a certain way as long as they're letting us know who is in control. But then as soon as we're like, wait a minute, you're not gonna handle me, or we have a comeback, then they're the victim. Like, how do you feel when you see that going on?
It hurts me to my core. It hurts me to my core for anybody to use color to either degrade somebody or think that they're better than somebody. It breaks my heart. And y'all, I can't. Just talking about being in the South, I cannot even pretend to imagine how it feels to be a black person. I can't. But I can tell you, no buts, because butts act like the other thing is okay. I can't pretend. I empathize with my entire being. I have no idea. But I do know, like with my babies, there's certain places I can go, but I won't take them with me. I won't. Because I'm not getting ready to put my children at risk. Yes. Because they see a white woman with some mixed kids, and then this shit hits the fan. Especially
white people really act like that for real.
I had somebody stop me. This white man stopped me while I was driving, pull out in front of me, slam my brakes, get out the car, call me an in-lover, and look and start waving his hands. So me, I've grown. Yes, ma'am. I've grown. My ass gets out the car like, what the fuck have you done? You know, and then I had to digress because I didn't know what he was packing. I wasn't packing anything. He could have taken all of it. Yeah, all of us.
You would think a lot.
So
you were thinking like us.
Yes.
But I feel like I know the answer based on what you've already answered, but I have to specifically ask. So this has been going on for decades, and whatever with the racism and the everything, but as Black Lives Matter and everything that's happening right now in terms of justice and wanting justice, the protests, do all lives matter or Black Lives Matter?
I think all lives is bullshit.
She said it's bullshit.
I think because it devalues the pain and all the stuff that the black culture has gone through. Now, I'm gonna take it to another level. I'm not sure that Black Lives Matter, the actual organization, not the purpose behind the statement. I'm not sure that I even believe in the Black Lives Matter organization. I feel like there's some undertones to it that aren't productive to make massive impact. And that's what I was telling him when we were talking. I will do whatever I can with my little being to dismantle racism. But I think some organizations are more about an image than an impact. And and when you're focused on the image versus the impact, I can't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Like don't try to look good. Get on the ground and go do some work. Like go make a difference. Don't talk about the shit. because the shit talking is not doing anything. You
That's
feel
true.
me?
That's
Like,
true.
go
Right.
do something. Don't put it together an organization and say, okay, we're done.
And
No,
sell
the
some
fuck you're
shirts.
not. Right. No. And tell me, where's this money going
Right.
to?
But
Where all this money?
I'll say that I think any organizations like that, we can look at cancer organizations. If you get to the root of what they really do, they don't really do
They don't
much.
do
They just
anything.
raise money.
Absolutely.
But do we stop saying we need to have research? Do we not go to chemo? Do we not do? We still have to do it. Those organizations per se do not let. I don't think we should let that cloud our judgment about what we're fighting for, because we still gonna need that cancer research. We still have to fight for the health aspect. But if I get caught up in what that organization is doing, it's over. We instead of focusing on what the organization is doing and what they're not doing, we have to focus on the mission. And the overall mission is Black Lives Matter or whatever. So when we think about cancer organizations, they're not all based on the mission of actually curing cancer. They want money, they want millions of that, and we do not know where that money goes. You buy candy bars, you see, oh, it's going to cancer, breast cancer. Do we know that? No, it's probably not. And I've watched documentaries that even show that it doesn't go there, but do we stop fighting for cancer? Do we stop wanting to heal ourselves, figure out ways to cure it? And that's the same thing with Black Lives Matter. The mission and all of that and the founders could get a little cloudy, but we can't focus on that, because that's going to completely get us off track of focusing on the police brutality, focusing on the justice for Black and brown men and women that are getting killed unarmed by these officers. So we have to focus on that.
Without a doubt. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
don't say
sucks,
don't
you know what I'm
stop
saying?
fighting, but I do think that it's imperative for us to actually know what we're supporting. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because the slogan sounds good, what are y'all really doing? Like, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop fighting, but that I might not do it through that avenue. You feel me?
I think me and her dad had a conversation about this, and I was listening to something on YouTube one day, really about their mission statement, and people was trying to break it down, but that's neither here nor there to me. Like, I figured out that within a movement like Black Lives Matter or whatever it wants to be, I think it started off as grassroots, so I think it kind of got away from them a little earlier, so you're playing catch up as far as what we're really about. You know, yeah, what Black Lives Matter, yeah, that's the good thing, but how the organization is set up and what they're really doing with the money or whatever. I think it just got away from them, and because I believe Black Lives Matter, I believe that my life matters, and so I'm gonna start that. My life matters. Baby.
So, in your opinion, what are the white people who choose to say all lives matter? What are they missing about the slogan? What are they missing?
They're missing the fact that they don't even realize how much inequality there is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because of this one incident, it's like a one-time incident. Just because you saw it, it's one time to you. But you don't realize what's happening when it's not being posted on social media.
Right.
They're like oblivious to it because they're not in it. They have, and this is what I was talking to you about the other day. Like, once you, okay, if you're ignorant, you're ignorant. But once you educate somebody and then they choose still to think the same things that they were thinking, they don't take in that information and decide to believe or see differently, then is the point that you realize that you don't even mess with them. Like,
Right.
don't even waste your energy with that, because they're not going to change. They've been educated, they chose to see it their way, and they want to be oblivious. So that's when you know you got to drop that. Don't waste your energy on stuff that is not going to be productive. And the same thing with the organizations. Like, don't just throw money at an organization and act like you're doing something.
I
You
know
feel
I'm
me?
not doing that.
So, and that's why I'm saying, like, this Black Lives Matter, I think initially it had a good intent, but when the white people throwing money at Black Lives Matter and saying they're doing something, but they're still doing the same shit they were doing before,
Right.
then you're
Yeah,
not
there's no
doing
actual
anything.
change.
Right. And you still raising your people to think that they're better than somebody, or, you know, whatever, they're entitled. Nobody's entitled to shit.
Fact.
Like, we are blessed to even wake up this morning. So
Right.
for you to think that you're entitled to anything else more than anybody else is
Yeah.
child.
So it burns you
But
up, right?
yes.
I remember the first time I heard all lives matter, I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So,
And it's a slap in the
this
face
somebody
when
said
It
you
is.
they
fight
should
a
change the
dog.
slogan to Black Lives Matter too. And I'm like, no,
No.
Black Lives Matter.
Right.
That makes sense.
considering this is something that's been a fight for so long, and as you mentioned that things are not recorded, we just got into, if you think about it, phones and technologies and recording and even social media is very new. So you think 10 years ago, 20 years ago that wasn't a thing, but this is something, and this has been happening every day. But people are recording, and it's just crazy that even a lot of white people do think, oh, these are just isolated situations.
No.
Are you crazy? And then I think it has to be, I want to be ignorant, because even as a human, how do you honestly believe that what we're seeing that only happened to George? Only George? Are you kidding me?
You know what?
But they want to believe
what happened?
Is to sleep better at night? It's like, no.
Because they lay their head down and they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to walk outside and worry about it. We were just, I'm going to cut you off real quick because I got to get this out. That we were watching Straight Outta Compton the other day. That's 1980?
That was 1988.
Shit is still the same.
Still the same.
It is still the same.
It's the same fight. It's the same song. It's the same march.
And we still sitting here acting like, oh, we're getting better. No, the fuck you not.
It's kind of like getting worse.
It is getting worse.
And I think now, I have, like, for white people, in my opinion, I feel like they're getting...
I know, it's going back to the original.
It's like, they're getting exposed for their true colors. So what's happening is we've been intermingling, and we've been in the workforce, and but I think that I go home, I'm a nigga to them. Like, that nigga bitch Whitney, I don't fuck with her. So I think now, everything that's happening, it's kind of like mustering up all those real feelings, and that's how they become Karen. Now they can't even control themselves because they feel like, oh my God, how dare these black people even
think that they're entitled to
how can this happen? So they can't even get
like
out of it.
you giving me something.
Right.
Like you give me the right
Karen,
to
please
live.
try me, because I've been waiting. That's all I'm saying.
Look,
Don't do that because that's what's coming. That's where it's butting heads.
Even if
But
all
if
I'm saying is just try me.
But this is the thing. If she try you, how you gonna be educated? How is she gonna
I
get
don't know,
educated?
but at the end of the day,
You just
I'm
want
gonna be
what's
honest with you. It's
She
a
just
level
want
of
what's
frustration as a black
feel
woman
you.
that I have. I
I
can't
don't
even
know.
lie to you.
I
My
don't
brother,
know.
I remember he was probably in middle school, and this was probably one of the first times that I had experienced this. Me and my brother and my sister were walking around the neighborhood. We were actually having a family issue, and it was pretty dramatic, and we needed to get out of the house. So I was in college at the time, and we were walking around the neighborhood. Cannot make this up. Cop come out of nowhere and just cut us off. We don't know, so we just kind of like, we actually kind of walk around, because in our mind, we ain't doing nothing. Because we were actually having an emotional crying moment, again, a family moment. He all of a sudden says, hey, boy. Now, my brother is a big guy.
I can't take that.
My brother is a big dude, but he's in middle school. He's, immature. He's like, what? Now that I think about it, did he have a hoodie on? And that's actually fucking with me more. So I'm like, what is going on? He's like, hey, boy, what you been doing? And my sister's like, what are you talking about? Where's your ID?
In middle school,
you don't have an ID? No, you need to show me your ID. And then I've always been very like, oh hell, and I'm like, hold up, you I'm definitely like, you got me fucked up, and I always look very young, like, little girl, you shut up. No, I'm not a little girl, and you're not gonna talk to my brother like this, me and my sister on 10. The more of the story is, what would have happened if we weren't there? And he literally started kind of like, not roughing him up, but being aggressive.
Right.
And my brother does not understand why this is happening.
Right.
Show me your ID. Somebody said that it was somebody out here with a knife, or I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And we're like, it's three of us. You can clearly tell that we were having an emotional moment. And my thing is, what if we weren't there? So there's a level, unfortunately, as a black woman I have, it's so deep rooted. That's why I say, Karen, please try me. And I'm not saying I'm not going to provoke anything. What I'm saying is be careful, because when those black women, those black men be like, okay, I'm going to give you one last time to stop. So when I knock your head off, who you mad at?
Yeah. But
That is a level
you know
of
what?
frustration.
You know what? To
I
speak
can't
on
be
that,
calm.
to speak on what you said, I'm gonna tell you that happened last week. I'm sitting, me and Jeff go to the little cookout. We come back, we pull up in front of the house. The police pull up behind us. So this was like 2 o'clock in the morning. So you know me, I walk down on the police. I don't care, because what I'm not gonna do is give you the upper hand on me. Now we gonna have to stand up about this bitch tonight. Cause first of all, what are you doing? Cause you gotta be like that with the police now. Like, nigga, what you doing? So I get out the car. Now we at a full stop. I get out the car, walk down, cause he pulled down, but right there at the bus stop. So what's going on, man? He said he got a call. Well, I heard we got a call for some loud music. I said, there ain't no loud music. You hear the loud music? No, I had to say, do you hear the loud music? I said, that is the same when you say, I got a suspicious activity call.
Yeah, that's pretty much
I say, man, you need to go on about your business. Wasn't nobody on the street but me and Jeff, but you telling me you get a call about some loud music. I said, now, if you want to say some loud music, go 2 streets over. They play loud music over there, but ain't no loud music over here.
Yeah.
Well, it was 12:05. This is 12:03. That's 12:05. You ain't no loud music. And then he just got in his car, drove off. I do think that we have to be able to, because the police have taken this stance where you are my authority. And you're a man just like me, and I put on my pants just like you, one leg at a time. You have no authority over me. Period.
Right, but it's a scare tactic. And I mean, and
Well,
in
we
one
ain't
sport, if
scared.
you're scared of people, like, and especially if you get them while they're young, then you have them.
So
They're
how,
not going to try you.
Yeah.
But this is my thing. This is the reason why I was like, please don't say that. It's not because, I mean, you have frustrations. I can't understand, but I hear you. But I feel like when people they instigate intentionally to get a reaction.
Yeah.
You see? And so when you react the way they expect you to react, it's just feeding into the box that they've created.
That I get it, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to stop. I am.
yeah, and I think that's what, but see, this
But
generation
we
is
have
different.
seen this where it's like, oh, they antagonize, what you think somebody fit to do? You're not gonna get in my face. You're not gonna do that because again, I think a lot of those skills are being exposed, and a lot of specifically we see white women doing this a lot as this aggression. Who are you? You would never do this.
Yeah, they do it
Now you
bad.
feel a little power. Perhaps
Oh.
our government is empowered a lot of different things. I don't know. It's a lot of things. Administration, like I can say what I want to say, sure, but just know there's a consequence to that too.
There's
I
consequences
think
and
that's-
repercussions for that.
But,
You
but,
about to
It
get
is.
you know why she has to stand fast with what she's saying?
No,
Because there are a lot of times when you try to walk away,
Yes.
and now that gives this white person all the power to say that you did,
Yes.
and now they coming to find you.
I get
Like,
it.
like
I'm
the
not.
little
I'm not.
Karen in the park with the dog.
Oh my God.
I'm glad that he recorded that.
But then
Because
he goes
if
back and
if he would have
apologizes
said, man,
to
fuck
her.
you, and walked away,
But that was
But
personality.
this is the thing. This is the
she could
thing.
have said anything.
Yep.
This is the thing. The important thing that you said to me is that you gonna give them an opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you just pop off like that, it's like, yeah, I knew that shit was gonna happen, and that's what I wanted. Like when you come at it cool, calm, and collected. Look, I need you to fall back. I need you to fall back because you don't know who you're fucking with, and you coming really incorrect. You
But
know,
I-
and that's your chance.
I just say start whooping some ass and it's gonna be over.
But look, then you falling into that trap. But that it's a setup. So if you take the time, you gotta take a deep breath. Cause I get it. Come at my children, I'm gonna cut you.
Yeah.
Woosah, I'm gonna need you to fall back. Oh, you're not gonna fall back. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I feel you. So look here, y'all. Interracial relationships. I said it right.
Yes, we are ready.
Interracial relationships. Look, it's not about your color. It's not about how much money they got, what it is, or what it ain't. It's about loving somebody and accepting them for who they are. You know, it's a trying time out here today, and you just have to be cautious. You have to be careful. Make sure your mind is open and your eyes are open as well. You know what I mean? All right, we love you. Thank you. Welcome to the other side.
Peace.
Peace.